I made one joke, and it basically ended 2 friendships. This happened about a year ago, but I still think about it every time I open my mouth in a group setting. I was spending a weekend at a beach cabin with a few close friends. We're all women, all adults, all tired, and all very honest after a couple drinks. Everyone was venting about relationships, marriages, kids, life. You know how those conversations go. Just a bunch of people trauma bonding over bad partners and emotional exhaustion. Now, for context, I was already divorced. 2 of the women there were literally in the middle of getting divorced, and a couple of the others were still married, but not exactly living in a fairy tale. So the whole vibe was basically, relationships are hard and men are exhausting. At some point, the topic of open marriages comes up, and without thinking, like not even half a second of thinking, I casually say, honestly, whenever someone says they're opening their marriage, I just assume it's the beginning of the divorce. I've never seen it end any other way. I laughed. I thought it was a harmless, slightly spicy joke. Nobody laughed back. Instead, 2 of my friends just stared at me. That's when my brain finally caught up with my mouth. Both of them had told me the previous summer that they had opened their marriages, and now they were both in the middle of getting divorced. I had basically just roasted their life choices to their faces without even realizing it. I tried to save it. I made it worse. I kept talking about how people use open relationships to add spice instead of fixing real problems. I said it's like putting a band-aid on a broken bone. I was fully in opinion mode. No breaks, no survival instinct. They kind of laughed it off in that way people do when they're offended but don't want to start a fight. You know, the, yeah, okay, sure, kind of laugh. But the vibe never really recovered. We finished the weekend, we hugged, we said we should do this again sometime, and then we just didn't. I haven't really seen either of them since. So yeah, that's how I learned an important life lesson. Sometimes you're not wrong. You're just saying it to the worst possible people at the worst possible time. And sometimes one harmless joke is all it takes to permanently change the room.